Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this training, which is starting a new franchisee the right way. Really love this training because I can tell you from my own experience that this is really the most fun way to start your business, and also the most productive way, and also the most easily duplicatable way. We all come into this as a business wanting success, and this is definitely the surefire way to find it. So what I'm going to do is share the screen of a fantastic presentation that Taryn's put together for us, that I'm going to present to you about what to do when you have a new team member coming into the team, because it's super exciting. You're starting to grow this team, you're sharing the vision with someone else, and we want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So I'm just going to share the screen and run through this with you. Okay, so hopefully you can see the presentation that I've got in front of me now. So starting a new franchisee the right way. So this is about building a sustainable business. Really, really important. We want this to be something that you're going to grow and grow and continue to grow. Okay, so in this training, just want to give you an overview of what it is we're going to cover off on. It's basically understanding that there are certain stages to signing up a new franchisee, and we're going to divide it into sort of 4 appointments, or 4 phone calls, or 4 catch-ups, or however you want to do it. But there's 4 sort of stages to this. And there's also a list of things that are actually quite important for you to take on board as their sponsor. So as their upline, so the word sponsor or upline interchangeable here. So the person that's bringing a new team member involved. Okay, starting your franchisee the right way. So why is it important? Why is there a wrong way and a right way? Well, rather than say right way or wrong way, let's just say best way. It's important because you want to build a strong team of people who are all driven by the same sort of reason. They want to have a successful business. They want to create freedom. They want to create choices. They want to inspire healthy living. We want to identify who these people in our team are that really are the workers that want to link arms and run with us, who really do want to sort of change and impact many lives, because they're the kind of people that we're going to spend our time with most of all. We don't want to necessarily be pushing anybody. We want to be working with the people who really want that. So that's where we define that. And we want to know how to meet expectations of people. So it's important as we go through this, we are setting everyone and giving everyone the same opportunity for success, but we also want to make sure that we're letting our franchisees know our expectations, and we're understanding theirs, so we can meet them in the middle. It also shows us how to communicate best with them. So moving forward, everyone's going to have slightly different itineraries, slightly different ways of communicating. So what's the best way for that person? And the most important thing is that if we are all doing this and we are all following this, it's very easily duplicatable. So hopefully when you're watching this, you're going to then teach your teamies to watch this, and they're going to teach their teamies to watch this, and we have the same system running through. It becomes wash, rinse, repeat. We are, as it says at the bottom, our business is about relationships. We are building relationships. So in this first appointment, these are the kind of things we want to talk about. We want to figure out where this new team member is at. So get to know, if you don't already know them really well, or even if you do, maybe you haven't had the same kind of conversations. You might have known them all your life, but you haven't worked with them before. You haven't had a business with them before. So it's really important to sort of have some ground rules and just sort of have that conversation to begin with. Because at the end of the day, everyone comes into this business for a different reason. So we need to find out what the reason is that this person's coming into the business for. So they're all going to have a different why. So there's a reason they're interested, but then there's also their why is slightly different. This is, why do they want this? Why do they want to create a business? Why do they want to create another stream of income, or a stream of income? What is their drive for this? And we all come in with different abilities, skills, experience, and knowledge. So really understanding where they've come from, what they've done, where their skill level will be. Some people are going to be much better with technology than others. Some people are going to be better with people than others. So you really want to know what everybody's starting point is. And then there's going to be different people who are straight away sort of going to feel like they've got some roadblocks, and you're going to need to know what they feel their roadblocks are so that you can help navigate around them. And we also need to know sort of just where are they at with this? Are they super, super excited, like they can't think about anything else, they can't talk about anything else, they're so excited, or is this just something that is in the background for them? And then, of course, everyone's going to come in with different concerns or questions, and they're going to be lacking in different areas. And then that's your job as their upline to just sort of suss that out for them and just help them along the way. So the key here is asking questions. You're not going to know the answer to any of these things and have any idea of how to move forward with this person unless you ask those questions. And that's being respectful both of them and where they're at and their time and your time as well. So questions are always the answer. You're going to hear that a lot. So how do we find all these things out? So like I said, it's asking the questions, and preferably before you sign them up. You want to make sure that this is really the right time and the right thing for them. And again, that comes back to mutual respect. So take the time and the interest to ask the questions and make sure you're doing the right thing for them and for you. So it depends on your relationship with them. This might be, you might have a completely online relationship with them, and that's okay. Or you might want to, you might have been friends with them for ages, or there might be someone you do catch up with. So whether that's coffee or a phone call, or just catching up, you know, after the gym one day, if you go to the gym together, or whatever it is, just, you know, have that conversation, make a specific time. Chat to them about what it means to get to DBF and earning that $100 back in their first 10 days. That's why we want to have this conversation before they sign up, because that 10-day period is actually quite crucial if they do want to get on that rocket fast track and you want to be able to start them off successfully. So they need to know that if they haven't already got an order, their order will count towards that 1,000 points that they'll need for DBF. And then it's just a matter of finding a couple of other people. So if you put that in their mind straight away before they've even started officially, it's the best way to start. So we're going to spend the time, we're going to book in the appointment, we're going to spend the time asking the questions. And what's that going to give us? Well, it's going to give us the answers. So it's going to give you a guide as to how to move forward with this person. So what kind of training material are you going to give them? Now, we've got some structured training material that we are providing for you, and this call is one of them. And this is going to make your job really easy, so you're going to know what to provide with them. But there might be some other extra stuff that you know about, depending on, you know, what skills they want to pick up and what you can give them. It's also going to give you an understanding of where they're at, and going to, you know, sometimes you've got to have that understanding of patients that people might not be running at this at the same pace as you. Very important to understand that. And unless you ask the question, you don't know. So don't assume that everyone's going to be wanting to run at this at the same pace as you. Which is setting your expectations. So yeah, again, don't come into this thinking that you know exactly what's going on for that other person. You have to ask the questions. It has to be their decision, and the ownership is on them, because it is their business and you are there to guide them and help them through. Again, touching on, you know, helping you decide where to spend your time, because you spend your time with the people who want your help. You also you're going to spend the time with the people who are asking for your help and actively acting on, you know, what it is, the tasks or whatever they need to do. Not the people who are, you need to, I've always been told to watch the feet rather than listen to the voice. So people can tell you something, but then not do it. You want to watch what people's actions are. So all this is doing is really setting you up for building a team of strong workers. People, you want to create duplication. You want to help people get this ripple effect out there. You want to have people who want to do this with you. So it's just understanding where those people are in the team. We welcome everyone in the team, but some people are going to be wanting to do this more, and they're the ones that you're going to spend more time with. And again, it comes back to duplication. So we want to be able to keep this very simple and duplicatable. So yeah, they're just conversations really that you're going to have that first appointment. Second appointment. So once you know where they're at, you know how to proceed. And then it's a matter of actually signing up your franchisee. So when the time is right, when they've got their order and the other 2 orders ready to go, so they've got that 1,000 points ready to get the $100 back in that first 10 days, I've got some orders lined up. We're going to either get the forms from our virtual office and get them filled in, or we can do this online. And I'll be honest with you, I do tend to do it online simply because I love the fact that we have an online business. So I utilize that as much as I can and cut down on the paper, et cetera, et cetera. And we want to kind of do that with our franchisee, other end of the phone, or just, you know, because we want to show them how they're going to do it with their team. I think that's the bonus. If we show them how to sign up someone, then they're going to go, oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember when Jen signed me up, this is what she did. So it just helps with that learning. So the new franchisee, they're going to have to give you their direct credit details, their bank details, and there is the application form that they can fill out as well. And that picture just basically shows you where to find it on your virtual office. There's forms, applications, and worksheets. Okay, so the starter guide. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we've actually got a whole separate training that Taryn's done for you guys. So a whole another training call on the starter guide. But the starter guide is like the Bible. Literally, its name tells you what it is. It's a starter guide, and it's like the Bible that is going to help you start off your business, your Juice Plus Bible, and you're going to refer back to often times throughout your journey. It really does give you everything you need. And it's not something that the company supplies to us. So when you join as a franchisee, once your application has gone through, you will get a starter pack from head office, and the starter guide is going to be in that. So it is obviously duplicatable because every single person who comes into the business, no matter where they are in Australia, no matter whose team they're in, they're going to have a starter guide. So it keeps it very consistent and very duplicatable. So watch the training video. Okay, so brief overview of Fast Track to SDVF. So if you're in the business and you're bringing someone into your team, chances are you are either just about to hit SDVF yourself, or you are, or you're hoping to. You're on your way there. So I think what's important here, and we do run through this on our Zoom calls. So again, it's really important that you jump on the Zoom call and just, I think hearing things a few times, especially, or maybe, hearing the same thing, but from different people. So maybe slightly different language helps you understand and cement how to do things generally in life, and certainly with this business as well. So you'll hear the words rocket and fast track and cumulative within our business. Fast track just means that you're committing to build your business in a certain time frame, and you will be rewarded with bonuses for that. So that is the value of fast track. Not only do you build your business faster, as in, you're literally building an income faster, therefore, you're also going to be rewarded with bonuses for that. So you want to sit with them and go through this visual. What does it look like to do a fast track SDVF? The fastest way you can go to get there. I mean, you have to be fast track SDVF, you have to have at least one team member. But the fastest way to go there is to have more than one team member, because your goal is to get to 4,000 points. Your orders count, your own order if you've just ordered your own order, and any of your customers. But then if you have team underneath you, all of their orders and so their own orders and their orders for their customers count towards that too. So it's most definitely the smartest and the fastest way to build it, hence why it's sort of called fast track. There is a cumulative way to do SDVF, so you actually can get there without having to build a team and without working within a time frame, but you will have to do double the work. So for me, that's why it's really important to have these conversations with people to see where they are at and what speed they want to do it at, but also very important that you show them what the benefits are of doing it fast track. So you're going to get that bonus money, you're going to get a higher commission quicker, which means you're also going to increase your pay quicker. So you have quicker earning potential. And alongside that SDVF is you want to cover off on showing them the difference in what volume is required and where that volume comes from. So you can refer to our franchisee snapshot page for a lot of this information as well. But you want to show them the difference in, what it takes to get something fast track as opposed to what it takes to get something cumulatively. You want to show them what their timeframes are. So if someone's sort of wanting to join up and you're saying, no, let's wait till you've got some orders, and they're going, I don't understand, why don't you want me to do this? You want to show them why, because you're actually trying to help them. You want them to get that 1,000 points within the first 10 days so they can get that $100 bonus. You want to get that 4,000 points within the first 30 days so they can get the $300 bonus. So you want to make sure that you're showing them that you actually are in holding back. Sometimes you're actually trying to help them. And I think it's really appealing when you start looking at this list with them and you go through this with them. They're going to see all those bonuses that are going to be available to them. And explain that sponsors bonus. But, all of this stuff, guys, is actually done on the Zoom call. So they're going to understand that if they're on the Zoom calls, but this is sort of explaining it one-on-one as well. Okay, and introducing their first goals. So you've got to ask them the question, do you want to give, once you've explained what rocket and fast track and cumulative are, and, if you're explaining it, guys, that means you've got to understand it too. So if you're not sure, and if you're watching this and thinking, I don't really know what that is, get yourself clear on it as well. You listening to the Zoom calls and you talk to your upline so that you understand what it's all about. And once you understand and you can explain it to them, you've got to give them the option. So do they want to go rocket? Do they want to go fast track? And if they say yes, you've got to sort of say to them, well, are you going to be teachable? And you're just going to trust me to tell you this is how it works. This is how we do it. Because they are brand new to this and they have to be open and be teachable. That's one of the biggest attributes you need to have to be successful in this business, is to be teachable. So if they're saying yes to all that, then you're going to sort of take them, you're going to go through that in great detail, show them exactly how much volume they need, exactly how much volume you get from each product, and then start talking about how you're going to create that volume. Who are you going to talk to with them? Show them the difference between doing it in 30 days and 60 days. It's a $300 bonus or it's a $200 bonus. So, you've got to really sort of keep them accountable for that and show them each step of the way. So as appointment 3, this is about setting up their tools. This is about showing them what they're going to get for their $137.50. So you want to show them their virtual office, set it up with them. They're going to have received an email once their application's gone through. They're going to have received their login details for the virtual office. And you can be on the other end of the phone, or you can be sitting down with them to sort of go in the virtual office with them, perhaps for the first time, and show them. I mean, at the end of the day, the main reason we have our virtual office is to be able to place orders, because the reason we're in business is because we are placing orders for people to have Juice Plus. So you want to show them the difference between a child health study order and a normal order. Explain to them, go through and do a dummy order with them, or hopefully you've got an actual order that you can put through with them to sort of, show them that first time. I mean, let's be honest, if you do online shopping, most people are sort of going to understand this system pretty easily, but, you've got kind of wanted someone to show you the ropes the first couple of times. So setting up their personal website with them, again, there are instructions on this on your virtual office, but they want to have that link to be able to send to their friends. They want to be able to have that link because it does actually not only have information, but don't forget your personal website actually has an online store, so people can place orders through your website without you even knowing until you get an email from Health saying so and so's placed an order, which is pretty cool. If they want to set up a professional, sort of more professional looking email signature block, then obviously if you want to help them with that, that's a great thing to do as well. It makes it sort of a little bit more official. Again, if you treat this business like a business, it'll pay you like a business. You treat it like a hobby. I actually heard this yesterday. Not only will it pay you like a hobby, but let's think about that. Most hobbies cost money. So let's get out of that mindset and go into business mode. Doesn't mean you have to be wearing a suit every day. Certainly not. I'm sitting here in my study, just wash my hair. That's not what we're talking about, but treat it like a business. And book in their launch events. So this is really important. Be aware of what events are coming up. They're definitely the tools they need to get the word out there, because if they're new at this, they need help in explaining, and events are the way to do that. So you're going to book in a launch event with them, within that first 10 days, hopefully, so you can really get the ball rolling, and probably you've already had this conversation, but cementing that and doing some planning around that. And if there is other events coming up, like the Real Food Leads to Real Change or anything else, you've got to, make sure you're plugging them into that as well, so that they know that they can invite people to those. And here's a couple of other little things that are really great to do. Just a couple of 5-minute things. If you've been doing the business, hopefully you've spoken to head office. If you're listening to this training and you have not spoken to head office ever, then I suggest calling them. They are just beautiful, and they are just like your extended family, and they have absolutely got your back. And when you progress through this business, you're going to need stuff from them. So it's really great to say hello, introduce yourself. And if you have got a new team member coming in, it's so nice to do that 3-way call. So you call head office with your team member, either on the other line or in the same room on speaker, and say, "Hi, Lindy," or whoever answers the phone. "I just wanted to introduce you to my new teammate. Expect to hear from them. Like, see, whatever it is, start a conversation. They're so lovely. It's never going to be awkward." So Lindy or Lauren are probably the best 2 people to speak to on that call. And then we want to, ask for some information about our new teamie, because we want to introduce them on our on our Facebook pages and within the community. If we want to send an email out to, our uplines, we can do that as well. But then I think this is probably one of the most important things. Give your new franchisee some ownership to self-learn. So you're also going to see that we're going to be producing a list of our favourite and most valuable links that they can then watch and then send on to their people, books to read, videos to watch, the clips to look at, the calls to listen to. So that you're going to have this little arsenal of stuff, almost like, self-learning. This is a self-taught business, in that respect, that sort of you're going to take ownership for it. So get to apply them with that list. And it's not like, some of the training is you kind of really need to do, like this call, but then some of it's, how fast do you want to go? How much do you want to grow? What do you want to know? Here's a list of stuff, which will be really valuable to them. Okay. And appointment 4. So two-way street. But you lead the way. I love this. I love the way Taryn said this. I mean, if you started a new job and you just got shown to your desk and sat down there and you didn't have someone teaching you the culture of the company that you just joined, teaching you their systems, teaching you their everything that you need to know about the job. If you met your boss and they just sat you down and left you, you're not going to have great respect for that person. You're also going to feel very alone, and that is totally not the way we do things. So it's a two-way street. You want to have big energy and just contact constantly with your new franchisee, but I really want you to be aware, Taz mentions it down at the bottom here, but you want to call them, yes, but 80% of the calls that need to be happening need to be coming to you. So you don't want to be overwhelming them. You don't want to be, you're not their boss. Even though I just used that example of in a work situation, but you're not their boss. This is their business. They are part of your business, but this is their business and they need to take ownership of that. So you need to teach that to them from day one and say to them, there's a lot of, I'm here for you when you need me and I will definitely be in contact with you, but you need to stay in contact with me. I need to be able to I need to hear from you. I need to answer your questions, but you need to ask them of me. So help them with their event. Obviously, you're going to, help them with it. We've got loads of different invites and stuff on Canva that they can use. So introduce them to what Canva is. If you don't know what Canva is, make sure you speak to your upline and so you understand what Canva is, because it's a great way for you to get some visual stuff out there, invites and stuff. Plan the event with them, talk to them about how to invite people. And then there's going to be a part of our training tools is you're going to have a flipogram soon about how to invite people to events and how to talk about Juice Class. So that stay tuned for that. Make sure that they watch it as well. And then just check in with them about, what have you watched any of those clips that I sent you? Have you on that recommended list? Have you listened to any of those calls? Have you started reading any of those books? And see where they're at, because you'll be able to gauge their motivation and how much they want this by what time and effort they're putting in. Ask them about whether they've, had a look through the website, had a look through the virtual office. They've got to be familiar with their tools. This is their business and they need to understand what tools they have so they can help teach them to their people that they join, that they bring into the business, but also so that they understand what Juice Plus is all about. So you're going to be able to gauge how enthusiastic they are. Are they a sponge? Are they just looking to learn everything? When you have someone like that on your team, that they really want this, and you're going to sort of repay that energy back. So again, protect your time. Yes, call them, but expect them to reach out 8% of the time and let them know that. And then I think this is really important as well. It's going to be more relevant for some than others, but you know what? There's a relationship sometimes, not always, but a lot of the time within our Juice Plus business. We do this business with our friends and our family. So you want to make sure that you're maintaining that relationship beyond what it's the business relationship that it also is now. So just make sure that you're both respectful of that and take the time to nurture that part of your relationship as well. Very important actions for you. Okay, this is really important. So like I said, along the way, if there's anything in here that you think, oh, geez, I haven't done that, then, you get onto it. But making sure that you're posting a welcome note into our team Facebook pages. There's going to be another, as part of our tools as well, you're going to see which pages you need to sort of add them to, what the team structure is, so where they fit, where you fit and where they fit into that structure. add them into, if they're an existing customer, they're already going to be a part of probably Whole Food Heroes and things like that, but they're going to be needed to add it to the Juice Plus Australia page and the events page so they can stay up to date with everything that's going on there. And introduce them to people at events. Go to events with them, especially if there's a big open event. It's so exciting to see what happens when you take a new franchisee along to an event and they get to meet the bigger community and they really get that sense of belonging. And you want to kind of, hold their hand and be there for that excitement. And then really important to connect with others in the team, in their team and your upline. Through Voxer. If you haven't got Voxer on your phone, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. In fact, it's something that just makes life a whole lot easier, but you can do it, three-way calls, Zoom calls. Just make sure that they feel connected to what the team is and what the community is all about. And there are so many different ways you can do that. Introducing them to your NMD and upline. So I'm your NMD, so I would love to definitely speak, because the way this happens, and if you're on the Zoom calls, you kind of understand how this works. So there's a lot of people in the team that I don't know because I've introduced it to someone, they've introduced it to someone, and so there's this flow-on effect happens, and you can have people in your team that you don't know. And what the NMD call or your upline call does is just helps them understand that people have done this before them and that they have had success. And if I want to sort of have the same success, that I want to listen to what these people have to say and basically, success leaves clues. So copy what they're doing. And you don't have to, the beautiful thing about this is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. All the tools are there for you. So it's just a matter of like hearing people's stories and seeing what you identify with in certain people and how you respond to them. And painting that bigger picture of what success looks like in this. And always include, like there might be 5 people between me and this new team member that you're introducing. I'd love to chat to them, but there's a whole upline there. So who's your direct upline that you want to introduce them to? Because we all work together in this. So you want to make sure that they do feel like they know what that chain is and who's part of the team and who they can talk to. This is really important. If you bring someone into your team, you've basically taken the first step is to be a leader, because leading just means showing someone the way. And you are, in duplicating this business and bringing them in, that is essentially the first step of being a leader. So you want to turn up. That's what leaders do. They turn up. If you are, it goes with walking the walk and talking the talk. If you want your virtual franchisee to do something, then you kind of better do it, So it's kind of what I've been saying with this. If you feel like you don't know some of the stuff we're talking about in here, go back, revisit it, make sure you do. If you want them to go to an event, be there, make them feel welcome. I have heard the same information over and over and over and over again. Do I get bored? No. Am I always full of energy after an event? Yes, because of the community, because it reconfirms to me why I'm doing this, what our message is, how powerful our products are, how much they can change people's lives, and just what an amazing thing this is to do. So I think it's you say you do it for your team, but at the end of the day, you get the benefit as well. So show up and support them. Be engaged, be enthusiastic about the training and the events you're going to. I just think about my kids with this one. Like, if I want them to be enthusiastic about doing things, I need to speak about it enthusiastically with them and do it with them. I've got a much better chance of it actually happening. Help them invite their guests and encourage them introduce their guests around the community. So when you go to an event, if you're there with them and they bring guests, introduce their guests to your upline, to the guest speaker, to, just be very inclusive and show them that we all do this together. Ensure that your new virtual franchisee is aware of training and the next goal. So make sure they know where to find the training calls. This is one of them. There is a starter guide training. There is customer care training. There is how to earn with Juice Plus training. There are some flipograms you need to look at, and there's a suggested reading, watching, listening list as well. So make sure they know where those things are, and then that they've got to listen to them and then come back to you with questions. So you don't have to listen to it with them to show them where to find it, and then they get back to you. It's great if you can talk about it afterwards. So if they do have any questions, they can ask, and you can sort of, again, see what their understanding is. Stay in communication with your voice. Do you know what? I absolutely adore this. This is part of the reason why I like Voxer, but I've been using it on Messenger as well. So iMessage, you can do a little voice recording for a minute. A minute's generally not long enough for me. A lot of the time I have to leave more than one. But to be really honest with you, as much as I love to hear people's voices, and I like them to sort of hear the excitement and stuff in my voice as well, which is so much easier conveyed than typing. It's actually easier and quicker than typing, and I am the world's worst for making typos, so I can't do a typo if I'm speaking. So that's my 5 cents worth on that. But Zoom, if you haven't already got Zoom, hopefully you've got Zoom because you're a part of the Zoom calls and stuff we do on a Wednesday and a Sunday night. But you can use Zoom for free, like 30-minute catch-ups. So if you've got a team anywhere in the world, Zoom is your friend. Like, seriously, it's free and you can chat face-to-face. Show them part of your world. Okay, so how long do I hold hands for? So figuratively speaking, as a leader, you want to support your crew basically until they get to sales coordinator. You really are just still showing them the ropes. They're just learning the ropes, because you can get to sales coordinator really, really quickly. And if you do these things really quickly, you've still got a lot of learning to do along the way, and they're going to need your help. But by the time they get to sales coordinator, they have to have at least 3 team members. So they've kind of gone through the ropes a little bit. You know, they've done a little bit of the work of understanding what that duplication is about. They've listened to the calls. They've been involved. They've been to events and stuff. So, and then they can be profiled as leaders because they're at that top commission level once they're at sales coordinator as well. However, we continue to do this together. Continue. Everyone's going to have their own style of doing this because, again, this is their own business as far as how much they want to stay in contact with you when they are building their own team as well. But essentially, I'm still working with everyone I can right up until NMD. I am there for them whenever they need me. How much they need me is different depending on where they're at in their journey. But and sometimes you end up working with them more as sidelines rather than downlines. But essentially, you're there for as long as they need you. If you're really new to this and you've gone, well, I've got a new team member, but I only joined last week, I really don't know what I'm doing. You want to make sure that you really are involving. You don't need to know everything. You want to involve your upline. So he introduced you to this business. And do it alongside them, because you and your new teammate you're both learning at the same time, which is totally fine. You don't need to know the answers, as long as both of you get the answers you need. It doesn't matter where they come from. So make sure that you're talking to your upline or their upline. The key is duplication in this. So you've got to keep it really simple and really easy. Part of that is that you don't need to know all the answers. You just need to know where to go to find them. So use your tools, use your virtual office, and use your upline for training. Reward and recognition is really important as a part of, starting up your franchisee in the right way. That starts with the introductions on the Facebook pages and stuff. And then if someone does something really well, I'm a massive believer in celebrating that and recognizing that. Just recognizing that. It's so good to be part of an industry and part of a team and part of a company that, if someone does something well and someone does something good, then they are recognized for it. Makes people feel good and makes you feel good too, because you're a part of that journey with them. So announce it on social media, and if you want to go the extra mile and take them out for coffee or send them a card, and that's lovely. So just think about what you'd like to happen for you, and try and do that for others. And as a leader, so like I said, the first step to being a leader is having a team. So if you're in that spot, if you're watching this because you want to know how to start up a franchisee the right way, you've taken that first step. And part of it is about being very vulnerable and being real. We're not talking about being weak. In fact, being vulnerable is about being strong. It's about showing them that no one's perfect. We all learn along the way, and you need to show them who you are, not just the front, but who you are. And so that they are aware that no one is perfect in this life, and they certainly don't need to be perfect to do this business. You need to be duplicatable. I can't stress this enough. I think that there's a lot of us who really wish we'd kept it much more simple in the beginning because we felt like we weren't duplicatable, and this is part of the reason we're producing these tools for you. just be duplicatable. Just every time you want to do something, think, could someone else do this really simply? The more simple you keep it, the faster your business will grow. And that's part of this next thing. Don't have all the answers, especially when you start out. Don't think you need to know everything. You absolutely do not. And you're not a call center. You are not on call 24/7 just because you're in this business. In fact, you do that. If you start doing that, you're going to sort of run yourself into a hole pretty quickly. So instead of providing the answers, teach people to know where the answers are and teach them to go find them. Just guide them to where those answers are. Are they in the virtual office? Are they on, in their starter guide? Are they? Show them where to be. So then they're going to remember where to find the answers to share with their new team members when they come in. And if all else fails, the biggest thing you can share with them is just tell them, call head office. Your head office has the answers. That's their job. They're meant to. And if they don't, there's kind of this theme in this business. If you have the answers, great, share them. If you don't, or if you don't have time, you want to teach people to be independent, you show them where to find the answers. But you do not need to know everything. If you don't know the answer to a question, and there's certainly things that come up now that I get asked, even as an NMD, and I'm like, I don't really know about that. Let me find out and I'll get back to you. That's pretty much a standard line that all you need to say. If someone asks you something, whether it's about product or whether it's about business, all you need to say is, I'm really not sure. Let me find out and I'll get back to you. So that's all you need to know. Maintaining office hours, I just touched on that briefly, but it's okay to be offline sometimes. I mean, the whole idea with this business is we're going to do it in stolen moments. We're going to do it around life, with life, alongside life. But it's not meant to take over your life. So you want to make sure that you respectful of your own time, which is then going to teach your team to be respectful of their time and your time as well. And thanks. But that sort of basically finishes it for us. Basically, thank you for turning up to be a leader. If you're taking this step and you've got people joining your team, you are a leader now. That's something to be really proud of. It's not something to be scared of. It's something to learn from, something to embrace. And we are really, really excited about taking this journey with you and having you on this journey with us. So thank you for listening to this training. Good luck with everything. Obviously, I'm here if you have any questions, but please direct any questions to your upline. And if they don't know the answers, they'll ask someone else as well. It's part of the lesson of learning. So good luck, grow your team, teach them, show them this video, get them to show this video to their teamies, and then we just continue down line like that, and it keeps it really super simple. And we all get to have a lot of fun building, great big businesses. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will see you around.